everybody! I'm back. I'm back from the dead with a little review for you. I have something on my phone. There you go. Much better. Very distracting. It was like a pubic hair or something. Today, I got out my pen and pieces of paper. I did some of that. And I wrote down a list. Because, as some of you may know, I went to Horrorhound Columbus a couple weeks ago. And I'm still recovering. You know, I feel fucking terrible. I hate traveling now. It gets shittier every time I go, because I'm fucking elderly. And now, it fucks up my ears and my sinuses, and fucking my wife got fucking typhoid, and it sucks now. I think I'm going to do less of it. I love the cons. Most of them. I love going, but, flying and all that bullshit, it's just like you're in a petri dish. A big metal tube-shaped petri dish in the sky. And, you catch all kinds of shit. I think I have the plague. I might have the plague. I haven't figured it out yet. If I don't die, I'll probably end up going to the doctor. I'll give it 6 months and see if I'm still alive. What are we doing? We're reviewing. We're reviewing this con. Not the first time Horrorhound has done this con in Columbus. Apparently, like 2012-ish or something like that. They fucked up the reservation for the Horrorhound Cincinnati that happens every year. And they moved it to Columbus, and it was a success. So that they decided to do it again, what was it? 5 years later or something? I don't know what the deal was. So we're gonna go categorically. It's a word, and I can use it, and kind of start. I'm going to give you a review of somebody that's traveling to get there from out of state, because that's what I did. So as far as traveling to Columbus goes, it's not so easy. It's not like, a lot of people want to go there. It's the capital of Ohio, everybody, but nobody cares. Nobody cares about it. And so you can't get direct flights out of any major airport. I mean, maybe there's some somewhere. Not in Florida. So, no direct flight. That blew. Everything goes out of Atlanta. So, that's the downside. I like the direct flight. You fucking it's just like you get on, you get off. It's not like take off, land, run for your fucking next terminal, fucking get on, take off, land. That's probably what gave me the fucking plague. I don't know. So, that kind of sucks. It's pretty close to the airport, the hotel for the con. It was compared to some, it wasn't really close. It was like a $28 Uber ride before tip. I've spent up to fucking 50. Horrorhound Cincinnati, the airport you land in is in fucking Kentucky. How stupid is that? It's in Kentucky, and then you drive 45 minutes or something to the con hotel, and that's it's a fucking $100 or over before tip. Blows. So this was a little closer. It's not like Texas Frightmare close, where you land in the Texas Dallas airport, and then you just get a shuttle to the hotel, which is on the property. That's cool. Very rarely do you get that. So, I guess, in between as far as traveling goes, not terrible. I've done worse. So we get to the hotel, which is, con rate was $100 a night-ish, something around there. And we went cheap ass on the flights. So we had to fly. I had to get up at like 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get a fucking flight because it was cheaper. Thanks, honey. My wife booked it all. So 3 o'clock in the morning, we ended up getting to the fucking Columbus airport at like 9:30 in the morning. Like, check-in's not until fucking 3 or something. What are you gonna do for all that time? So I was just like, let's just go to the airport or to the fucking host hotel and hope that they're fucking cool and know that there's a convention happening that day. We flew in Friday morning, early Friday morning, and got to the hotel at like maybe 10, I would say. And they were mega cool. The staff was really cool. Said, you're here for the convention? Yep. Cool. Gave us a room right away. They had rooms prepared. They did not burp at me. Hello, mother. Thumbs up to you. And, yeah, they were really cool. So they checked us in wicked early. We had time to, like, try to fucking recoup, shower up, try to trick your body into believing that, like, you're just starting the day. It didn't work. I felt jet lagged. Like, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and traveling, I felt jet lagged. Like, at, I would say, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I thought for sure it was like 8. Like, I was just, my clock was completely fucking off. And, like, the day lasted forever. I was so tired. So, I think that was Lindsay. Hi, Lindsay. So we got to check in. The hotel on the outside, like, I don't know, like, you go to Ohio hotels, even like the ones that are supposed to be nice, they don't look so good. I think that was Dan. Hi, Dan. They don't look so good on the outside. It's winter. The winter weather, like, takes its toll on the outside of hotels or just buildings. And they all just kind of look dirty because they've had filthy snow all over them for the fucking whole winter. So, it wasn't impressive wheeling up to it. The lobby area looked nice. They had like lemon-infused water tanks that you could, like, get a little fucking drinky of. That kind of thing. It was like, it looked like a decent fucking hotel. Was that Bub? That might have been Bub. Hi, Bub. I miss you, buddy. We got to get together and drink beers. How have we never hung out? Fucking wife and kids, that's why. You're fucking lame. I'm just joking. Not really. I'm joking. Not really. So, the hotel, like, you get in the lobby, it looks kind of decent. Then we got to the room, and it was like, you're going through the halls, the carpet looks, a little funky, like, the elevator was, squeaking and making fucking noises, and, you start feeling like, hey, maybe, like, somebody, this turd had a glossy shine on it at one point, and it's starting to wear off a little bit. So, like, you just start fucking, like, the bells start fucking going off in your head, like, hey, I think, I may have spilled my coffee. Nope, I'm a professional. Let's continue. The hall, like, the carpets, it looked just a little ratty, okay? It was a little ratty. Then we get to the room, and it looks, on all outward appearances, it looked, decent. You get the fucking, it's got, like, the fucking, the 6-foot fucking pillow, cylindrical pillow at the end of the bed, like, at the foot. And that foofy schmoofer fucking, like, piece of cloth that they lay over that, over the end of the bed. I don't know what that's for. That goes, like, all that goes right on the fucking floor. Like, as soon as you get in, you just fucking whip it into the corner. I don't know what you're supposed to do with that. I guess, like, the pillow, you could, like, if you're a chick, you could fucking rub your clit on it, like, hump it. But, like, I don't think that's probably what it's for. So, I said that the hotel was a two-face. Now, I'm sticking with that. I was saying it. I was saying it while I was there. There was lots of two-face going on, like like a chick in the corner in a certain lighting. She looks hot, but then like she turns her head, and you're like, holy shit, she's a fucking humpback. That kind of thing. Like, it was like, on the surface, it seemed like a decent, like, $100 a night hotel, 120, 150. But like, if you just were there, if you were settled into it for a little while, things started, like, you started noticing stuff. So there was a general two-face on this hotel. So like, the outside room, the cylindrical clip pillow, the draping on the bed, fancy multiple pillows, pillow top, like a flat screen TV, a nice big one, a mini fridge for your liquor, a nice liquor fridge. All that was kind of cool. Then I went to the bathroom to take a shit. And that's when you got time. You get into I walked into the bathroom door didn't like open or close smoothly. It fucking like, it stuck a little bit, and then like it was like kind of just off, and then you sit down and you see like the molding on the fucking, not mold, the molding on the threshold at the where you walk through, whatever that's called, all ratty and kind of dirty and old, and the tiles kind of fucking stained and gross. There was a bottle opener mounted on the wall, like an old school metal stainless steel bottle opener, screwed into the door jamb so that you could fucking pop fucking beers in there. I don't know who put that in there. It's fucking odd. Dirty, just kind of generally dirty. The toilet was like, old, and I found pubic hairs in our tub. There was a couple hairs. Could have been ass. I don't know. They were curly and black. That's after they cleaned it. I don't want to see what was there before. Let me. They put there's a fucking hair dryer in there, and it's all chipped up, and like there's, it's like just looks really old, like somebody was beating it against the fucking wall or something. Just the little things you start fucking noticing. What else? The window opened. It was cold there, so like we wanted to open the window, or you got to either open the window or turn the AC on. You can't just sit in a fucking like stagnant aired room. So the window opened like maybe this much, and then it had like a stopper. So we like cracked the window. It was cool the first day. It was nice in there. Didn't need the AC, but it warmed up. It went up to like in the 70s while we were there. It's Mr. Tony of the Dead. Hey, motherfucker, he says. You have a potty mouth, Tony. Not like me. I'm clean. Hi, Tony. Yeah, so, like, we ended up turning the AC on. It didn't work. Like, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with it. Like, I put it on constant fan just to, like, get a fucking noise. You'd get the breeze in there, and, like, a low AC to, just, like... You can't just have it shut up. It was like 75 out, like you need some fucking... Yeah, Tony, you've been watching me too much. You used to be fucking clean and pure. Now you're fucking corrupted. Watch Anthony Rapino. That kid's fucking clean. So like the AC just didn't work right. It wasn't really cooling. Like, it was just no matter what I set it at, it was just doing its own thing. It didn't it was ignoring me. It's like, I got this, and I'm going to just fuck it all up. I'm not going to fucking listen to what you're saying. So, I mean, that didn't work right, so it got kind of stuffy in there. What else was there? So, I mean, I'm going to just go through, like, all the issues with the hotel. He's only clean on video. He's a potty mouth in person. Is that true? That's funny. Is that true? I think that's awesome. This is just how I talk. I'm not cleaning it up for fucking anybody. Ask my wife. So, I'm going through all the issues with just our hotel room. The last night, it like went from like cool to warm to rainy. It rained, started raining like hard for like a couple days. Our ceiling started leaking like the last night. I was hearing a fucking dripping sound like in the middle of the night. Not middle, but you know, like 11 or something. I hear he says that Anthony's not horrible, but he lets it slide out. That's funny. So fuck, what was I saying? Oh, so like yeah, I hear this dripping sound like maybe 11 o'clock at night. I was fucking worn out. It was Sunday night. You know, I was worn out from fucking drinking the night before. You know, quite frankly. So I was trying to get some sleep. It it started dripping and like saturated the carpet. So then it started getting loud. Like, you know, if it's dripping into something that's absorbing it and dry, like it doesn't make any noise. But like it was like Chinese fucking water torture. But like I was dreaming about it. I fucking would like kind of, you know, pass out a little bit and wake up and like think like there was fucking water dripping on me. So I put towels on. Well, am I going to call the front desk? I'm trying to sleep, you know, it's late. I don't want to move my room or like have some fucking maintenance guy in there. What am I going to fucking do? So I just put towels under the drip and huge spot on the ceiling, like the fucking stucco or whatever, the textured ceiling chunks were fucking falling off. It was bad. I put towels under it, then those got saturated, and fucking I could hear like the loud Chinese torture drip still fucking going, like all night. It was fucking terrible. I've stayed in the worst fucking hotels just to save money. Nights Inn, and anybody Nights Inn? I've stayed at several Nights Inn, including Horrorhound Indianapolis, across the street where I found crack bags in the couch. And like I've never had a ceiling drip before. I've never had like the elements coming like involuntarily fucking coming inside a fucking room at night. So that was a first. You don't expect that for like 100-something a night. You expect better. Am I wrong? So real bad there. Really bad. I told the dude as I was checking out, he was like, "How was your stay?" And I was like, "It wasn't great. Like last night we had sprung a leak in our ceiling and it fucking dripped all night and kept us awake." And he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear about that. Well, you're all set. Have a good fucking trip back." And I'm like, "How about a free fucking night? Something. If this was a DoubleTree, I'd get a cookie or something, you know, like nothing." The Nights Inn in Indy looks like a murder waiting to happen. Dan. Hi, Dan, by the way. Yeah. The Nights Inn was sketchy as fuck. It was scary. It was scary. There's people living there. And, yeah, we were afraid to walk through there at night. Nothing happened. We stayed there once and never again. So cheap. It was like $20 a night. So yeah, I don't recommend staying there. It looks worse than it did when we stayed there several years ago. It's run by Indians, dots, not feathers. And like, there's no ice machine. So like, we went looking for ice, and we went to the front desk and said, you know, do you have ice? And he was like, "Oh yeah. I had my bucket with me. He fucking pulled out this like 5-gallon bucket full of, or no, it was a big cooler full of fucking ice. Like just bagged ice that he dumped in there, and he starts he like reaches in with his hand, starts scooping out ice and put it in my ice bucket. I was just like, what the fuck, man? It was just to cool down beers, so it didn't matter that his fucking, you know, his grubby fucking curry hands were in there. But you know, you don't want to drink, you don't want to put that in the ice water. It was fucked. Crack bags, don't stay there. It's a disaster. So, yeah, I got nothing. What's Tony saying? Cons are pricey. You gotta save money somehow. Yeah, I mean, we usually try to stay off site. This hotel, there's another downside that I didn't even write down. Let me write it down. No other hotels. Usually, you find the host hotel, and then you go like, okay, what is in walking distance that's fucking cheaper? And there's usually stuff. There's no walking distance for food or fucking... There's another thing. No outside food. No outside anything. It's like nestled back in like a fucking industrial area right across the street from like a Budweiser fucking plant. And there's no like... Everything's like over a mile to fucking walk to like another hotel or a fucking any kind of food. So you're stuck there if you don't have wheels or you don't want to spend money on Uber. You're stuck there. So that was a downside of the hotel, too. Thanks for bringing that up, Tony. Not even a free breakfast, he says. Fuck no. No. Not a free breakfast. Which brings me to the next thing. The hotel restaurant was fucking terrible. Shocker. If you know what I mean. The hotel restaurants at every fucking con are awful. And this one was, just like all the rest of them. It was slow. The food wasn't very good. Like there was some things, but it was inconsistent. Once again, everything looked amazing. Like they had like a burrito taco bar and like breakfast buffets and stuff. And it was like, wow, look at the Belgian waffles and stuff like that. They look fucking amazing. They were doing omelet bar and like Belgian waffles, like made to order. Like the omelet was good. It was the best thing. Like everything else looked good and tasted like fucking nothing or bad. Two-Face. This hotel was a complete two-face. It was like everything kind of looked good on the outside, but don't fucking scratch because it smells like shit when you do. The buffet was terrible. They completely were not prepared for fucking like a con. There was like one fucking waiter for the whole fucking restaurant. People were getting up and leaving because they fucking couldn't get any food. It took too long. Slow. The fucking water glasses were dirty. The silverware was dirty. Not good. And, everything was fucking like $12 minimum. $12 for fucking chicken wings, $12 for a fucking burger, $15 for the $16 for the buffet, like typical bullshit, but it wasn't even fucking tasty. Did we get everything about the hotel itself? Does this sound negative? Well, it is! A lot of this is negative. I'm not going to lie to you. There's not going to be a whole lot of positives. So if that bothers you, you should go watch Mr. Tony of the Dead on YouTube. He's a fucking ray of sunshine, that guy. Let's get to the con itself. I got so much... who could read this? It's written sloppy and, it's just not good. So, get to, the con itself. Will call. Yeah, I will, Tony. I'm venting. So will call was good. We got to will call. Well, it was sort of good. It's not completely good. Will call did open early, which is good. You're surprised when a Horrorhound will call opens early. It opened between 1 and or noon and 1-ish, somewhere in there. I wasn't right there when it opened, so I'm not sure. But no line. Mainly because there was nobody there. But one downside, Horrorhound habitually has issues with printers, apparently. Because almost every Horrorhound convention you go to, they're waiting for fucking something to be printed so that they can get going. I don't fucking wristbands and they're waiting for fucking Kinko's, or now it's FedEx. They're waiting for a fucking Kinko FedEx to fucking to get their fucking, the ink is still hot on everything. So I was here's your wristband, nice. And I just stand there and I'm like, can I get a program? Oh yeah, we're waiting for the programs. They're not here yet. And I'm like, oh, that's right, it's Horrorhound. They need to buy their own printer. Stop fucking going outside. And, you know, you're going to need those the day of. I'm just saying. Like, do they not know that? Like, day of, like, I'm scheduling that shit at least the day before, maybe the week before, so that, like, I'm not fucking, like, running to fucking FedEx day of after will call opens. You know, like, I'm going to get that shit done fucking now. So, yeah, that sucked. They had a decent vending room. I'm hitting the positives first. They had a decent vending room. We'll get back to the fucking programs. Tony says, I'm no ray of sunshine. I have my rants, especially about... Oh, yeah. I've heard your mal rants. Yeah, and they're justified. They're justified. Can you believe our tax money pays for that shit? That'll keep you up at night. Not only are they fucking lazy and fucking awful and just like... intentionally, let's be honest, they're intentionally fucking shit up. There's no fucking care given, at the very least, to anything. If it says fragile, they're fucking more rough with it. And on top of that, just being a horrible fucking business, some of your tax money, your hard-earned tax money, is financing that. Isn't that great? It's not just like a privately owned business that like you have no fucking, you can just be like, fuck you, I'm going somewhere else. No, you're paying for it. Even if you don't use them, you're still paying for their salaries. For them to be fucking terrible. Good luck sleeping tonight. Don't think about it too hard. So, the vending rooms were small, but like there was a good selection. Good t-shirt vendors. Like there's this one dude from like New York City who has like the fucking coolest t-shirt. My wife went in there and dropped like a fucking $100 at this guy. I'm trying not to buy t-shirts right now because I have like way too fucking many. Even though I wanted a lot of them. He had fucking really cool shit. But I held off. No t-shirt, no action figures for me. That's my new fucking thing. No t-shirt, no action figures. I maxed out and I got no place to put either one. So, yeah, the vending rooms were a good selection, even though they were small. Let's get right to the negatives now. That was all the positives for the con. Did you enjoy those? Because, like, that's it. Speaking of vending rooms, they had, like, one main vending room that was, like, right there in the con area. Then there was, like, a small door area. There was a small door that looked like it went to, like, you know, the janitor's closet or something. And, but that was another vending room. You had to walk through this door, around a corner. Then they had a tent. Have you been to the cons with the tent set up? Like this inflatable fucking hallway made out of tent material that went down, a narrow hallway that went down around into a giant tent with more vendors. A lot of people didn't know it was there. If you didn't look at the map, I did because I looked at the map and I was like, we had gone through that area before they actually opened, and we went to the end of that hallway where the fucking janitor's closet door was, and it was open, and I'm like, well, that's clearly not it. There was like, you know, a fucking mop bucket and like a bottle of bleach in there or something. Like, I'm like, well, that's not part of the con. But then I looked at the map and I was like, that's the janitor closet door, and then it says there's another fucking huge vending room down there. We got to go check that out. So I figured it out, but I saw multiple people like standing there confused. One dude asked me as we were coming out, like, what's down there? And I said, yeah, it's another vending room. But like, I'm guarantee you that like the vendors were pissed. That's another negative. I wrote it right at the top. The vendors did not do well. I know a lot of vendors, having gone to fucking billions of cons, so I'm personal friends with a lot of people, and a lot of them said they weren't coming back to this one. They love Horrorhound, they're not coming back to Columbus, because, you know, they made nothing. They got fucked, basically. And if if you were down like in Santa's kingdom in the fucking bounce house, I guarantee you didn't make any fucking money. I mean, most people didn't. Most people aren't going back. So, what else we got? So the deal is, how should I do this in what? Oh, I'm just saying it. So like, like they kind of hinted at that there was going to be a Columbus show this year. It was like on like this a bottom of their website. It said like Columbus and like it was like Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Columbus, but it never had any dates. So like we were fucking confused by that. It was like, is this actually happening this year, or is it 2018? Like, when is this fucking going on? And it wasn't until the Indianapolis Con, Horrorhound, that they announced the Columbus dates. It was like 8 weeks from then. 8 weeks. They had not announced any guests or fucking put up a website or sold fucking tickets. 8 weeks away. That is not a lot for a con. Most cons fucking like start promoting a year in advance. So I said, let's just pass on this one, honey. My wife said, I would really like to go to every single Horrorhound this year just so we can say we did. Okay, I said, I guess we're going. Then they announced Barbara Steele. Barbara Steele's an old Italian actress from some fucking, Black Sunday and, just a ton of fucking classic old Italian movies. Pit and the Pendulum with Vincent Price. American movies, too. She's a fucking icon. Classic fucking horror actress. And I wanted to get something signed. So as soon as they said Barbara Steele, my wife said she wanted to go. Thumbs up, we're fucking going. And then like a week later, she canceled. She canceled, so I didn't even get to see her. So we went to this con. They had very little time to prepare and very little advertising. And it showed. You could feel it. Like it didn't feel like they were ready. Programs. Nah. That doesn't matter with them. It was billed as like Christmas in fucking November. They were going to do like, a bunch of fucking Christmas horror movies and like they were going to decorate for Christmas and fucking, it didn't really fucking turn out like that. Like it was mostly a pop culture con. Terrible fucking lineup. It was like, A Christmas Story is not fucking horror. These are like they've had one schedule of programming, and most of it was taken up by fucking pop culture bullshit Q&As. That's not horror. I'm sorry. Like I know cons think that like that's okay, but like it's not okay with me. Like if it says horror in your fucking the title of your con, it better be fucking horror. Otherwise, say like Horrorhound presents Pop Culture Con. It wasn't fucking much horror, and if it was horror, it wasn't fucking Christmas related. A little bit was. So most of the Q&As, A Christmas Story Q&A, Weird Science Q&A, American Pie Q&A. There was a wrestler Q&A, and then like a huge fucking Friday the 13th Part 5 panel. None of that. Most of that is pop culture, and the other part isn't even fucking Christmas. Like, they had, like, one panel of just Christmas-related horror, and they just lumped them all together, everybody that was there. And that was it, as far as I can remember. It was mostly pop culture, and, like, that made Larry fucking stand around doing fucking this. Thumb in the bum. All weekend, most of the weekend. It wasn't a fucking big, there wasn't much to do. Like, if you weren't into fucking American Pie, for fuck's sake. I know, like, American Pie's fine, but, like, I went there for Christmas horror. I wanted to see Krampus everywhere and fucking. They had like sad, like random sad fucking decorations that were put up. They were kind of playing. They were playing Christmas music over the PA, but it was so low you could barely hear it. It wasn't just it seemed rushed, and there wasn't a whole lot of fucking effort involved. Their after hours parties, nothing related to fucking Christmas or Krampus. Really fucking missed the ball on all that shit. They had karaoke fucking Friday and Saturday. Nothing to do with fucking Christmas. Very fucking small turnout. Looked real. I mean, I don't want to hear people fucking sing good songs because, you know, I'd like to hear the people that made them good sing them, but not fucking you. Very rarely are you going to be better. It's just going to be terrible, and you fucking walk out and go outside and drink out there or something. So yeah, it was karaoke Friday and Saturday. You know, like, other than, like, movie screenings and stuff. You know, like, that was it. Very small turnout at this con. Obviously, people didn't fucking know about it. 8 weeks. They didn't have time to prepare for it. So that means, like, the after-hour scene where you wanted to fucking go hang out and drink with fucking horror fans, very small. Tony wants to see a weird science panel, though. Go to a pop culture con. I mean, Weird Science is kind of on the fence there. You know, it's like sci-fi comedy. But, you know what I'm saying. I got nothing against fucking Weird Science or fucking. I watch A Christmas Story every year for Christmas. I've got no problem with fucking American Pie. Fucking wrestling bites a cock, in my opinion. So I don't care about that. Friday the 13th Part 5 is a fine fucking movie. But, you know, like, just stay. It was unfocused. It was unfocused and unorganized. So there was no party scene. Like, zero. Ended up going to bed early on fucking Friday or Saturday night instead of hanging out. The hall food was really gross and expensive. Like, I got a slice of pizza because there was nothing. The restaurant was closed and there was no fucking. I couldn't drive anywhere. I was already drinking. I got like a slice of pizza, and it like fucking just made me fucking nauseous. It was just fucking gross. I got a hot dog, also gross. Overpriced. It was like $3 for a fucking bottle of Gatorade. What else do we got here? I think we're coming to the end. I met Wyatt. He was cool. How's the Betamax? Noah's asking. The Betamax is fucking working awesome. It's beautiful. I'm almost done testing it enough that I'm going to put like some expensive Betamax in there. But I have to do some extensive fucking testing. So, Fritz the Night Owl is a Columbus horror host from back in the day. But he's fucking... They resurrected his career, if you will. And he puts out some really fucking funny stuff. You can't fucking buy it because he's doing like Nightmare on Elm Street and shit, and like there's no way they have the rights to that. I'm still confused by the legality of what he does. He shows it at cons and at like, you know, theater screenings, but like there's no way he could put like Nightmare on Elm Street on DVD without spending like a shitload of money at the very least. So I'm not. So like he was like a lot of the theme was like his retirement party, which like I still don't know what that has to do with fucking Christmas. So like there was like a retirement party for him before the karaoke when they were supposed to. They had a fucking dedicated channel of somebody's ringing the doorbell. I can't go right now. So there was a dedicated channel just for Fritz the Night Owl stuff. And it was supposed to be like 24/7 in your hotel room on the TV. Just 24/7 channel just showing all of the fucking movies he's ever done. And I was excited about that because, like, you come back and you fucking get in bed and you're fucking tired, and you sit there and fucking you watch fucking Fritz the Night Owl doing Nightmare on Elm Street. It was fucking awesome. They fucked that up too. It ran like one fucking night. We caught part of stuff. Then it would just turn off, and it was not 24/7. It was fucking like a couple during the day when you were busy, and then when you came back in the evening, like it would just like end, and there was nothing to fucking watch. So that was fucked. That wasn't thought out. I talked to the dude that ran it. He said that there was like technical issues, and they had to like somebody had to physically like hit play on each fucking movie, and they didn't do that. I asked him. I was like, "What happened last night?" It just fucking ended. I was like looking forward to another episode, and he said, "Yeah, the guy that was supposed to hit play fucking went home." How hard is that? You just like set a timer for an hour and a half, and then you go hit fucking play, and the guy went home. He was tired, I guess. I don't know. So I think that is everything. And just overall, like I said, not a good hotel, not a great location. It seemed slapped together, quite frankly. It was supposed to be Christmas in November. It was pop culture in fucking November instead. There was one bathroom, one public bathroom by the con area, just one. And the staff of the hotel did not give a shit. There was piss puddles on the floor. That they did not keep up on that. It was fucking dirty as shit and gross. What else? I think that's everything. Will I go back to this con? Fuck no. Horrorhound Indianapolis is awesome. It's just the right size for me. Yeah, Noah says it's terrible. It was terrible. Standing in a puddle of piss trying to fucking take a piss. Horrorhound Indianapolis is just the right size for me. Horrorhound Cincinnati is like a fucking extravaganza, fucking overblown, massive fucking spectacle packed with people and events. I think I'm too old for that. It's for the young people. I don't want to be like fucking walking through crowds like this. Excuse me. It's just annoying. And especially if you're fucking hungover. So, you know, and then the lines to get in everything, the lines to get into the fucking, to get your fucking will call tickets, they always cock that up every year. And the lines to fucking get into the show are massive. It's always freezing cold and you're standing outside. It's just, you know, it's not for me anymore. Horrorhound Indianapolis is just right. So next year, no Cincy, definitely not Columbus, but definitely Indianapolis. I recommend Indianapolis if you want to just go to a medium-sized con. Did you meet Stephen King? I did meet Stephen King once at a book signing, but it was like literally just a fucking assembly line of people. Hand your book to somebody else who hands it to him. He signs it, and then they're like, "Move, keep moving." They're fucking like there was like this shrew there, fucking giving me shit because I was trying to get it. I was trying to like say hi, take a picture. There was no time for that. Like they were just like, no, you got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. So I have a signed book. I was like in the man's presence. Some of my friends ahead of me got to talk to him a little bit. Like if he looked up and like he liked your shirt, he might say something to you. But like I got like breezed past quickly somehow. And yeah, I didn't get to see him. He winters down here in Sarasota where I live. So like apparently you can just see him fucking walking around at stores and stuff. He's like goes to the libraries and the bookstores. So like I've yet to see him after living here for years, but I really should keep something in my car of his just in case, like in case you see Stephen King break glass, a Sharpie and like a fucking copy of fucking It or something. I don't know. No, he doesn't live in the Keys. He lives in a place called blank Black something, I think it's called. He lives in a key. It is a key, but it's off the coast of like Sarasota-ish. Yeah, in Sarasota. What the fuck is the name of it? God damn, I can't think of it. I drove out there one time, and he lives on a private road. I think I talked about this. He lives on a private road, so you can't go back there. I don't want to get too distracted, though, Noah. I'm wrapping up. It's not Siesta Key. It's south of that. And he lives, like, the Keys, like, this narrow strip, like, right off the coast of Sarasota. And he lives, like, right on the tip, like the furthest one. Like, he's got, like, the whole tip of it is his land. So he's got, like, he's covered, he's, like, 3 sides of fucking water. And everybody else is just like, facing the one side. Maybe it's just 2 sides. But he's, like, right on the tip, like, this massive fucking spread. He's got, like, a wooden bridge that, like, goes fucking from his house all the way down to the fucking beach. It's nice. It's nice. I looked it up on Google Maps. You can do like the satellite view, and you can. I zoomed right in on it, and I could see his spread there. And we're like on the tree, right where the road ends, where it's like public road and then a private road where you can't go back. There's a tree, like it's a circle that goes around. Like you drive down, there's a tree here. You drive around the circle, and the private road could go, straight on the other side of the tree. But like, there's a circle that goes around the tree for like the people that don't live there to get the fuck out. You just do the circle around and get the fuck out of there. But on that tree, there's a fucking yellow like caution sign that says Maine Coon Crossing or something. Maine Raccoon Crossing. I know it has. Like he had to put that there, or somebody he knows put it there. That's my Stephen King story. So yeah, I'm not going back to Columbus, ever. It was not worth it. It was a little bit cheaper than, I think it was like maybe $10 cheaper for the weekend pass, than the other shows that they have, but it still wasn't worth it. That hotel sucked. It's in the running for one of the worst hotels I've ever fucking stayed in. Overall, I mean, the roof leaked. That shouldn't happen. And nobody seemed to care when I told them about it. Oh, sorry about that. Have a good trip. I bet you he didn't even fucking tell anybody. I bet you $1 million. I bet they know about it, and I bet nothing was done after we left. It doesn't rain that much here. It won't come up that much. So yeah, overall, wasn't impressed. It cost us a lot of money to get there. And, it was a weird fucking vibe. There was a very small turnout. Hotel sucked. And, I went there with like $200 to spend, and I only spent like, like 60 or something, like, which is rare for me. You put me in a vending room, like, that 200 is gone, like, first day if I don't pace myself. I walked with like $140, and I have this very small stack sitting right here. Which brings me to this. I'm not going back to Horrorhound Columbus ever. And that's my wrap-up. Never going back. It wasn't great. It wasn't good, even. It wasn't good. But on Friday, at 2 o'clock as well, day after tomorrow, if you don't know, I'm gonna show you what I got at Horrorhound. My goods that I purchased in their vending room. And I'll do that at 2 o'clock on Friday, live, just like I said. So that's it. Don't go to Horrorhound Columbus unless, it's a one-day con. How about that? If you live in the area, it's good for one day. Go on fucking Saturday and do your thing, and then get the fuck out. It's not a fucking weekend pass con at all. Don't stay at the hotel. Don't travel from long distances to get there. it was not impressive. And maybe they'll straighten it out and become huge. You never know. But it's unlikely. They got a lot of balls in the air, so probably not. Okay, so on that cheery note, come back Friday at 2. See you, Noah. Thanks for stopping by and contributing. And get the fuck out of my house. That's all there is to say. Bye now.